welcome to the Digital Weather Desk powered by Century Next Bank. Learn more about priority checking by visiting one of their offices, Monroe, West Monroe, Ruston, and across Ashley County. Thanks so much for joining us this morning. There is a little bit more to discuss in the forecast today as opposed to other days. We have a cold front approaching the area tonight. Will that have a bearing on our high school football plans tonight? And what can we expect in terms of storm potential tonight and through the early part of the day tomorrow? We'll get to all of that in just a few minutes. Again, most of us are off to a fairly quiet start this morning in the upper 60s to low to mid 70s. It is kind of a muggier start to the day compared to where we've been in previous days. Again, dew points are a little bit higher. A lot of us back into the low 70s, which makes things pretty uncomfortable to start the day. But there are some changes in store. We have to deal with some kind of headaches along the way first in terms of what we're going to be dealing with the storm potential tonight. It's not necessarily, it could be a lot worse, but again, a few strong storms can't be completely ruled out. Temperatures across the region, 65 in Fayetteville, 70 in Little Rock, 77 in Shreveport, 72 in Meridian, Mississippi. It's still in the mid-70s along the coastline, so there are some areas, obviously, that are warmer than others. Check of the radar, and again, all your radar products made possible by Brown's Roofing. Get your free inspection, or at least schedule it, at brownsroofingla.com. They'll get you squared away there. Not a whole lot on the radar for now in our area. You can see the showers and storms, albeit quite muted, that kind of festered through the eastern sections of Oklahoma during the early morning hours this morning. Futurecast shows the potential for those storms to start developing along this advancing front as we work deeper into the afternoon and evening hours today. This is at 6 o'clock, and you can see the storms kind of developing central portions of Arkansas from the Little Rock metro area down toward Pine Bluff back to the west. Again, timing and placement obviously suspect. This is still just a computer model after all, but it's trying to simulate what we expect to be a possibility tonight. As the front works deeper into the region, storms start arriving in our area around midnight or shortly thereafter. I know the radar image there kind of looks pretty menacing and scary. Again, kind of take that with a grain of salt. These storms, as they're advancing into our region, will have somewhat of an environment to work with in the short term, but as we work deeper and deeper into the overnight, the environment kind of starts working against thunderstorm potential. So while we do expect some storms in our area, the overall coverage, especially as you move farther southward, could be a little bit more muted. Work toward the pre-dawn hours on Saturday. Again, still some lingering showers and storms. I would think by this point we're starting to kind of phase out of any kind of isolated severe weather threat, and then we're just dealing with general showers and storms. And then as we work deeper into the morning, and then as the front advances through the area, there could be some post-frontal scattered showers or storms behind the front. Not expected to be a big deal, but could be a nuisance if you have some Saturday afternoon plans. I know most of our, actually, I think all of our college football teams are out of town this week, so most of those plans probably would not be college football related. But again, be aware that that's a possibility. You can see skies start clearing as we head towards Sunday and maybe even some late sunshine on Sunday afternoon. James, good morning. Happy Friday, and hopefully you're enjoying the Digital Weather Desk powered by Century Next Bank. Look at the severe weather threats, and again, all your severe weather products, hazards, alerts are made possible by Allegiance Health Network, and most of us have started to see that marginal risk, that level 1, sink a little bit farther south. We started yesterday, and it was just a sliver of our South Arkansas counties, and then when I joined you yesterday afternoon, it was a good chunk of southern Arkansas, and now it's all of southern Arkansas, portions of western Mississippi, specifically out over Washington County, and then stretching into northern sections of Issaquena County, and then also back through the state line and into far northern Louisiana down to the I-20 corridor as well. Again, this is a human forecast built by humans, and so they can be prone to some errors. So again, this is just kind of a guideline to start the day of where the best storm potential would be. And again, that is late tonight, early tomorrow morning. We'll have a look at the football forecasts a little bit later on today as we get ready for high school football plans tonight. Futurecast made possible by Bayou Power Sports. Again, don't forget hunting season's right around the corner. They have a full lineup of Polaris Rangers and all their Honda Polaris ATVs in stock. Go see Mike and the guys now. And I will also say this now as we get ready for rainfall. Don't balk at these rain totals too much because, again, Scattered rain chances yield scattered rain totals. And when you're dealing with thunderstorm-driven rains, obviously those little spotty storms will produce the heaviest rainfall. There will be some potential rain totals of maybe seeing a quick inch to inch and a half of rain in some locations through the or late night hours Friday into early Saturday. But most of our totals will probably not be in the 1 to 2 inch range. I would think most of them will be more in the quarter inch to maybe full inch range where we see those heavier downpours. So, again, I just don't want folks seeing those numbers and panicking. And to be honest with you, I don't think anybody's going to panic because there's a lot of areas that, quite frankly, need the rainfall at this point. So not necessarily a bad thing. Here's a look at kind of where temperatures land this afternoon ahead of our high school football games, mid to upper 90s. And then the front moves through tonight. We'll deal with the showers and storms. A lot of us will be in the mid to upper 60s or low 70s to start the day tomorrow. A smidge more comfortable, but not really feeling the full effects of that front just yet. And then as we go into the day, Saturday, much more comfortable. In fact, there will be some areas in southern Arkansas that may struggle to get out of the 70s. They'll probably see low 80s more widespread, and then mid 80s for the rest of us. Upper 80s as the front still kind of lags behind for our southern parishes and counties. But again, some pleasant changes in store. By Sunday morning, low 60s, maybe the upper 50s across southern Arkansas. The rest of us will be firmly in the mid to upper 60s. Again, a much more comfortable, albeit brief, change in air mass is headed our way beyond this front tonight and early tomorrow. Rena, good morning. Thanks so much for joining us. Of course, that's the heads up on the rain. That's what we do. Look at tonight's forecast. Oh, there's a look at the rest of Sunday. A look at today's forecast, mid-90s for highs. I had 97 yesterday, brought it back down to 96 today. Does it make that big of a difference? Nope. But spotty storms will be a possibility late in the day. Few clouds this afternoon, obviously very warm. If you're heading out to high school games tonight, we'll obviously have a look at your Friday night football forecast and your college football forecast for Saturday a little bit later this afternoon. But again, most of the storms, at least for the time being, look to be after the games are over. Unless you go into like 12 overtimes, and then I have no control over that. 71 for an overnight low tonight. Again, game time temperatures will be much warmer than that. Those are overnight lows. Storms return overnight with an isolated strong to severe storm not out of the question late tonight, early tomorrow morning, so it could be a late night for some folks. I'll obviously keep you updated there. Look at the 7-day forecast made possible by 3B Outdoor Equipment, your exclusive outdoor power equipment company of the Digital Weather Desk. And the storms return late tonight. Bump the rain chances up a tad for Saturday from 30 to 40, and that's really for those early morning rain chances across the region. And some scattered stuff a little bit later in the afternoon, but those rain chances are probably a little bit more muted. A spotty storm not out of the question on Sunday. I wouldn't be surprised when I update the forecast here in about an hour or two as we get the newest data in. I wouldn't be surprised if those rain chances drop off completely. We'll be in the mid to upper 80s Monday, Tuesday, morning lows in the low to mid 60s, and then temperatures warm up quickly back into the low 90s middle parts of next week. It's kind of an awkward thing. I will say this real quick before we split that developing the forecasts in this format for morning, midday, and evening, you're kind of building one forecast and then just constantly tweaking it. And so instead of having a forecast and that's it, we wait for the data to come in. So this forecast was tweaked this morning before I joined you, and then we'll get more data in, and I'll tweak it again late this morning for the midday, and then we'll tweak it again for the evening forecast. And then obviously we'll keep an eye on whatever happens tonight. Again, your too long didn't read comes up in a couple of hours. Your Friday night football forecasts will be available early this afternoon. Again, in Ouachita, Sterlington, and then a look at your college football forecasts. We'll have ULM, Louisiana Tech heading down to Baton Rouge. Grambling is headed to Ohio State. And Alcorn State is headed to Huntsville to play Alabama A&M. So we'll have all four of those forecasts a little bit later on this afternoon. Kelly, thanks so much for joining us. We'll keep an eye on storm potential late tonight. Obviously, a few more forecasts between here and there along the way. I'll keep you updated with any changes as well. Have a great Friday. Be safe out there and enjoy your Friday night football plans if you have them. And